What's going on, guys? This is Zach with Fantasizing, where we talk all things fantasy football. Today we're continuing the Who Should I Draft series between David Johnson and Le'Veon Bell. But before I get into the video, leave a comment below and let us know who you're taking and why. Also, go ahead and smash the like button and hit subscribe if you're new here. And don't forget to turn on the bell notifications so you can keep up with everything new we're posting. And if you're feeling funky, head over to the Patreon. We really appreciate your support. Now enough of the self-promotion, let's get into the good news about David Johnson. As we all know, DJ was traded to Houston in the offseason, which if you remember from last year, Houston ran the ball 397 times, and that was with Duke Johnson and Carlos Hyde in the backfield. To me, this is great news for David Johnson, especially after Bill O'Brien said he's a 3-down back, and Carlos Hyde is no longer on the team. You really just have DJ and Duke as the only two reliable backs. Though we haven't seen too much from David Johnson since 2016, I really like the confidence that Houston has in him, and the fact that he's taking over for Carlos Hyde, who had 255 carries last year. Also from last year, we saw DJ catch 36 balls, averaging 10.3 yards per catch, and just under 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, and that was before Kenyon Drake got there, which I believe Houston will take advantage of. With that being said, let's get to the bad news on David Johnson. David Johnson hasn't had a great fantasy season since 2016, where he rushed for 1,239 yards and 16 TDs and caught 80 balls for 879 yards and 4 TDs. Since that season, he's really struggled with injuries and hasn't looked the same. We've seen a reduction in workload and yards each season from 2018 to 2019. In 2018, DJ had 258 rushing attempts for 940 yards, and last year, in just 3 fewer games, we saw him only get 94 rushing attempts with just 345 yards from scrimmage and 2 touchdowns. This may have been a result from a new coaching staff under Cliff Kingsbury, and really leaves DJ as a question mark as to if he can carry a starting running back role for the 2020 season. Now, enough about DJ, let's hear about the good news with Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell was not himself last season, but this was after he sat out the entire 2018 season due to contract issues and coming to a Jets team with the 28th worst ranked O-line in the league according to Pro Football Focus. The Jets have added Mekhi Becton out of Louisville, along with some other pieces to help revamp the offensive line, and Bell claims that he's excited to run behind the new O-line. And though we haven't seen the same Le'Veon Bell that was in Pittsburgh, he still showed signs of his old self last year. Bell rushed for 789 yards and 3 TDs and caught 6 passes for 431 yards and 1 TD. These were solid RB2 numbers. I still see Bell as the main pass-catching back for the Jets and know he will still see around 15 touches. Now, let's hear the bad news for Bell. The bad news about Le'Veon Bell comes down to 2 main points. The first being that he is in Adam Gase's offense. Gase said, and I quote, "The plan is to take a less is more approach to Bell's usage in 2020. After hearing this from Gase, this doesn't give me much confidence in taking Bell next season." The Jets also signed Frank Gore and drafted LaMichael Perrin from Florida, which makes it clear that Bell will not carry as much of a workload as last season. The second reason is Bell's drop in yards per carry. Bell averaged above 4 yards per carry each season since his rookie year. That is until last year when he dropped to 3.2 yards per carry. This is a concern due to the lack of volume Bell will see this season, so it's really up in the air if Bell can do more with less, as Coach Gase said. Now, the final verdict. Both Le'Veon and DJ are 2 very similar backs, and though I believe Bell is a safe choice as an RB2, I'm taking DJ due to the confidence Bill O'Brien has in him to be a 3-down back, and the potential of a really dangerous backfield with DJ and Deshaun Watson. DJ's going to have more of a workload than we've seen in previous seasons, and he'll be around a better team, which only will boost his overall performance. I believe both of these backs are good RB2 selections. However, I'm taking DJ for his upside in this fantasy season.
Hey guys, Alex here, editor-at-large at Fantasizing, where we talk all things fantasy football. I thought I'd come in at the end of this video and tell you what us other fantasy heads at Fantasizing thought, whether we'd take Lev Bell or David Johnson. Now in the third or fourth round, where these guys are typically falling, it's a tough choice, but surprisingly we all agree with Zach. We're excited to see what David Johnson can do this year in Houston.